so Alex, a lot of people have mentioned about not only you grabbing a spot right away, and then maybe there was a little surprise that came with that, but obviously sticking with the club all year and everything. What can you take away from the season that you had breaking in here, and where you feel you can take your game?
Yeah, I think, kind of going into training camp, I wasn't expecting to make the team at all, so just kind of wanted to put myself in the best position throughout the season to get called up and stuff like that. So, and then just some unfortunate stuff happened at the beginning of the season, but kind of fortunate for me, and got a chance and just didn't want to give it up. So, I think just looking back on the year is definitely a really cool experience and something that I didn't expect to happen, but now it's kind of just trying to build on that and try and contribute more.
In a year of first experiences, was there one that stood out to you as being the most unexpected or odd?
No, I can't really think of anything specific. I think, just kind of all happened pretty quick, and next thing you know, you're kind of doing it every night and just building from there.
Alex, with rookies coming out of college, we oftentimes hear about them hitting that college wall where they get to a certain number of games they're not used to and they really struggle. Do you feel like you ever hit that, and how do you maybe come out of that this season?
There was a lot of talk about that throughout the year. The trainers and everyone in the organization kind of made sure that I didn't have to go through that, and kind of just talked to me throughout the year whenever I seemed to dip a little bit, and just kind of tell me to reset and get back to my game. So, it definitely is a long year with a lot of games, but the staff here is top notch, and they know how to get you through that.
Q, what do you want to work on this season? You had a breakout season this year, but going into the summer, what do you work on going towards next season?
Yeah, I want to keep making strides forward. Keep taking steps forward. There's a lot that I can work on. I think most of my goals, personally this year was from in tight. So maybe working on the long range shots, off the rush. Creating some separation, from the corners. Just things like that, and then always working on the defensive game. Just watching videos in the summer, of where I was or where I could be.
It seemed like the middle of the year you really took off, even as the team's fortunes were kind of sagging. Obviously your minutes went up too. Then you had the slump there. Do you feel like maybe the increased deployment was a little bit taxing, or was it just kind of finding a rhythm again there? Because obviously you finished the season strong as well, the last playoffs.
Yeah, no, I ran into an illness. I was battling illness for a while at the end of the year, so it was tough. Some of those nights I was kind of just trying to make it through the game, but it's a part of it. You got to play through a lot of stuff and do what you can to help the team. So that was my goal on most nights.
Now, was that anything similar or related to what you went through last year, where you lost the weight, or totally different type of illness?
No, it was different, but so I got to deal with that this off season, but
I know you're comfortable at wing now. You like the spot you're in next to Kobe, but do you still see your future at center? Do you want to move back to center sooner rather than later, maybe?
Yeah, I still see my future as a centerman. I played that my whole life growing up, so whenever I can, go back to that, I feel pretty comfortable in that. But obviously playing with Kobe and Juice, or just playing with Kobe down as my center, it's pretty easy to play with. So wherever I can play and just be the most effective for the team, is where I want to be and contribute.
Q, after a season like this for you, how much do you want to grab a bigger slice of the pie going forward?
In what terms?
Just in terms of role, impact, importance, whatever. Just how much does it motivate you to be a core player, a core piece for this organization going forward?
Yeah, I feel like throughout my career that was always the intention and always what I wanted to do, but it took a little bit of time. I feel like I've always taken strides each year, so next year definitely want to take even more of a step and elevate my game and be a factor each night. It's a long season, but most nights I want to be a guy that you can count on for most defensive plays in the end, and then offense as well.
Let me ask that question a little differently though. When we talk about the pie, there's also the $87 million cap pie. You're coming up for a new contract. Are you open to a bridge deal? Are you looking to get something done long term? What are your goals heading into this?
Yeah, honestly, I haven't had too much thought about that, but I'll have to talk with my agent, see where that goes this summer.
You still with Dave Cotton?
Yes, correct.
Q, has Team Canada reached out to you at all for the World Championships?
They did, yes. They did yesterday. It was a pretty quick phone call, honestly. We got off the plane from Edmonton, and Rick Nash reached out to me and kind of just offered me a spot to play there.
There you go.
I'm not going to go just because I got to deal with some stuff, just physically. So I got to do that.
Last summer we talked about you kind of trying to get back to a baseline physically because you lost all that weight because you dealt with the injuries. This summer, are you planning on maybe taking another step physically, maybe adding more muscle, more weight, or are you comfortable with where you're at in that kind of aspect?
Yeah, I think coming in last year I was comfortable with where I was at. I was around 225, 230. I think that's the way I would like to play at. So if I can kind of maintain that this summer, I think that's where I want to be at next year as well.
Alex, you coursework this summer. What's that going to be like to transition back to being a student, and how do you balance that with what you want to accomplish in terms of your off-season workout regimen and stuff like that?
Yeah, it'll be definitely pretty interesting. I think kind of getting back into school mindset is not easy once you're away from it for so long. But yeah, if I have to live in Boston, there's a lot of great workout gyms and stuff. So a lot of good guys that go back there in the summers. So yeah, I think Boston's pretty cool city and a lot of stuff going on there. So yeah, no matter where I'm going to be, it's going to be good.
Q, you mentioned not taking the call to go to Team Canada because you're dealing with some things here, some things physically. Are you carrying an injury, or are you still suffering from illness? What's going on there?
Yeah, it was just from the illness. Again, lost a lot of weight, and took me a little bit to recover. So yeah, just going to get my illness, kind of treat that and get that better.
Todd used to talk about you giving yourself permission to be great. I think we saw you kind of play freer, play looser this year, and also more aggressive, a little more snarl. How do you think you progressed attitudinally, and what are you looking to continue in your game as far as kind of the intangible stuff, I guess?
Yeah, I just wanted to, kind of come in with the right mindset. I was comfortable this year coming in as well, just knowing where I was going to play. I wasn't too sure of, my role, and that all happens throughout the season. It all changes, different opportunities you get. But just wanted to come in with a, new mindset. Just as you said, just allow myself, just to handle the puck a little bit more. Take more shots, make more plays. Not be scared to turn the puck over. So I kind of came with that mindset, and then also, playing with Kopi and Juice. Those are your two, your superstars. So you got to protect them, and kind of want to take on that role as well.
For both of you, how is it playing the 1-3-1? It seems to be mixed opinions among the forwards. It's good, maybe it's a change, more aggressive. Your thoughts on playing that system, guys?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I only had to do it for 1 year, so it's a lot different than all these other guys who have done it for past, however, 6, 7 years. So yeah, it's definitely gotten a lot of heat recently, but I think it's definitely effective in its ways, and definitely hard to play against. I know I had to play against it in college, and I hated playing against it. You can't carry the puck, so yeah, I think it definitely has its benefits, but I think any system definitely has its downsides too, and yeah, so I don't make those calls. I just play what we need to play, so yeah.
Guys, we've heard from a couple of the older guys before you as to what you'd like to see from your team next year. How do you guys take the next step?
Yeah, I think, we got a great leadership group here. And we felt like we had a lot of the pieces this year, and, had a good team to, do it. Just at the start of the season, we were one of the top teams there, and we know what ability that we can play to and what we're capable of. So there's some stuff that we can obviously fix, but we feel like we have a lot of it here.
Alex, obviously as a rookie, there isn't a huge expectation on you offensively. It's more about kind of the details, forechecking, little things like that. But you have a track record of being a very good goal scorer before getting to the NHL. Moving into next season, is your plan to try and maybe get some of that back? And what do you think you need to do to kind of get that goal scoring up to where it's been in your career?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously I want to contribute to the team and kind of any way I can. And obviously you're not going to score every night, so some nights you need to forecheck hard and hit. So yeah, but for me, I want to be a goal scorer. I think especially playing with some of the guys who I played with this year, like they look to me to score, and yeah, it's a hard league to score in, and I definitely can see that. And yeah, so I think just going into the summer, just working on my shot and kind of release. So yeah, I think going into the summer, that's what I'm gonna focus on.
Will you work on the fisticuffs this summer?
The what?
Getting in battles?
Oh, we'll see.
What's been the most difficult transition trying to take your goal scoring from college to NHL? What's been the hardest thing that's kind of blocked that?
I think just the D, like their sticks. Yeah, they're the best players in the world, and they know where to be and how to block shots. So just kind of being able to get your release on net, and I think for me too, just working on hitting the net. So yeah, they have unbelievable sticks, and it's hard to get shots through. So.
Alex,
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
For Q, I know you played with Artie at both levels, gotten to know him pretty well. How tough was it this season to see him kind of, over the course of the year, it seemed like he was getting fewer and fewer opportunities. A guy who was considered kind of part of this core group of prospects and stuff, kind of being pushed to the margin a little bit.
Yeah, I played with Artie for a while, and I also played against him in the OHL, so I know what he's capable of. He can be a really good player, and it's tough, obviously, to see kind of what happened, what he had to go through, but it's just one of those situations that it's hard to see, and I don't have much on it or much about it, but it was more just him kind of just dealing with all that stuff. But I don't know really much to say about that.
Quinton, as your season went on and you started scoring more goals and getting more points, the conversations about you in the media at least started getting louder and louder. Did you feel other teams starting to focus on you and defend you differently as those conversations got louder?
I think every night every team's trying to play you as hard as they can. So I didn't really notice too much about that. I think we got a lot of really good players on our team that every team has to focus on. I think we have a lot of depth up front. So it's if one line's hurting you, if one line's not hurting you, you think you're shutting down that line, the next line's going to hurt you. So I think it was each night different guys were contributing, and that's just how it went.
Do you think you have a home now on left wing, or do you think maybe eventually back to center? What's your thoughts about positioning?
Yeah, I'm open to anything. As I said earlier, just wherever I can play and contribute and help the team the most, that's where I want to be. But ultimately, I do want to be a centerman again, and hopefully in the future I can do that.
Maybe it's too early for this season just ended, but looking at goals for next year, you hit the 20 and 50 mark for the first time in your career. Are you planning on maybe trying to get that up close to the 30 and then 60, 70, 80 point mark, or are you not worried about the point total so much?
Yeah, it's tough. Like I wasn't worried about the point totals, coming into this season either. It was more so just, as I said, just trying to help the team each night, do my best job to help them, help us succeed. So that's what I worry about. It's, the points will come. I think just for me, they've come at, every level that I played at, and, I know that I can contribute at that, in that margin. But each night I was just, trying to go out there, win, and that's the main goal.
You guys are both younger guys, had an impact throughout the year, but of course we saw limited viewings of Akil Thomas, Brant Clark, Turk. What do you think of those guys in their pulp, and how exciting is it to maybe get a little bit of a youth movement going for next season? Presumably, at least some of those guys will have a bigger role.
Yeah, it was exciting. Akil's he's been through a lot of injuries and dealt with a lot. So when he came up and to see him score, not just one but a few goals there, it was it kind of sparked the team, and I was super happy for him, and he's been through a lot. And then Clarkie as well. Just seeing him come to and keep growing as a player is exciting to see and exciting for our future. And you can see the confidence he has with some of the goals he scored, the one in Boston. The one in Van as well. So yeah, he's no shy of confidence there. And then Turks as well. He works so hard, and he has had a lot of injury trouble, and been through a lot as well. So seeing him come up and perform, played really good in that Nashville game where he got his first goal, and he was very effective that game, and kind of won us that game. So he can be a factor as well.
Alex, all I was going to say was, did your family ever do a framed portrait of your opening night fight? Were there a reaction to it?
No, I do not think so. I think most of them were trying to forget that. But yeah, no, it was definitely pretty cool. I mean, being able to share that moment with them was really special. And yeah, I think the next day it was probably on every single media outlet. So I think I saw too much of that.